After the judge refused to permit scientific evidence, William Jennings Bryan agreed to serve as an expert witness on the Bible. Bryan professed his belief in biblical miracles, but under a barrage of rationalistic queries by Darrow, Bryan conceded that he did not believe in the literal interpretation of the Bible. The once great political orator's admission seemed pathetic to both his detractors and fundamentalist followers. Bryan's befuddled testimony and Darrow's withering cross-examination delighted freethinkers and filled 6 columns in The Truth Seeker.
William Jennings Bryan cried, "I am more interested in the Rock of Ages than in the Age of Rocks." It was his last fight. He won the trial and died a few days later.
John Scopes was convicted and fined $100. Many believed that the Scopes trial would prove Charles Darwin's theory of evolution once and for all.
It didn't reverse the tide of opinion in the country, but it set the stage for a series of Supreme Court cases that would begin to protect free speech in a legal way, which was more than the ACLU could ever have hoped for at the time because of the generally conservative nature of the courts.
It didn't settle the issue, and in fact, the Supreme Court didn't take up the question of teaching evolution in the public schools for another 40 years.
It was a really important propaganda victory, at least, for advocates of free speech. Of course, we didn't win the struggle for John Scopes, who lost the battle, and ultimately his case got thrown out. But it alerted people to the fact that there was a conflict over ideas in the country, and that it was important to protect ideas, even ideas that you might disagree with.
One freethinker who knew the importance of protecting ideas and made a fortune publishing them was Emanuel Haldeman-Julius. After World War I, Haldeman-Julius transformed a socialist publishing house in Girard, Kansas, into a publishing phenomenon. Like D.M. Bennett, Haldeman-Julius was inspired by Thomas Paine's Age of Reason.
He was basically the most influential freethought publisher of the early 20th century. Haldeman-Julius rolled out a line of what he called little blue books, and these were small pamphlets, a size that would fit in a workman's shirt pocket. Might be a passage from Shakespeare or an argument from Voltaire, a speech of Ingersoll. He also published titles on sex education, pretty wide-ranging, and became a sensation. Haldeman-Julius basically invented paperback publishing and the direct mail industry.